Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this celebration of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business, class of 2011, Masters in Accounting and Bachelor's in Business Administration commencement exercises. To begin, could I please ask you to stand and join in the singing of the national anthem? Please be seated. I would first of all like to extend a warm welcome to the family members and friends of the graduates who've come from around the world to be with us this afternoon. It's great to have you here with us. Particularly, I want to thank the parents of the graduates. You are the first, most important, and most enduring teachers of these students, and it's been our great pleasure to join you in that quest over the last few years. I want to extend a special welcome first to Regent Catherine White, who joins us today, and also to Jeff Blau, who is the president of the Related Companies, a 1990 BBA graduate, and our commencement speaker today. Today is a great day of celebration for us. We celebrate as a terrific group of young men and women become alumni of the Ross School of Business. As we celebrate, though, I'm sure we're all mindful of others who are seriously impacted with natural disaster hardships these days. We have in our thoughts and prayers, particularly the people of Japan and the suffering that they've had with their earthquake, and more recently the people in our own United States, the southern United States, with the tornado. So we have them all in mind today as we celebrate. Today, most of the graduates make a very interesting transition. I'm not sure that it was a transition that all of us as faculty would recommend, but you transition from the life of a student to something else. And we as the faculty have known what a good deal it is to be a student, so we have tried to copy you as best we can by becoming faculty members and try to perpetuate this, this student life as long as we can. But we know it's time for this transition. You know, happiness is all around, and we do hope that you will miss us. But candidly, I met a graduating student this morning, and I said to him quite casually, "How are you?" And he quite emphatically replied to me, "I'm done." I said, "Okay, I guess that's a good thing." So I guess we have to accept the reality that you, for the most part, are glad to be done. We are happy and proud, too. You have achieved what you've come here for, at least to this point in time. It's time to take your talents, not to South Beach necessarily, as LeBron James did, but to the business world, where your great work will make the world a better place. And it is a challenge, I think, for all of us to live up to being from the University of Michigan, because in 1898, you know, a student, Louis Elbel, wrote The Victors. And we, University of Michigan people, we kind of got stuck with a tough tag from that song. I mean, wasn't there something else that rhymed with Champions of the West? Did we really have to be leaders and best? Couldn't we have been a really delightful guest, always on the quest, never in need of a rest, up to any test? No, we are leaders and best. And that's the way he wrote it. I imagine that in the 113 ensuing years, we probably could have lost that designation, but we haven't. We have embraced it. All of us have hailed and built our biceps over the years, and we are proclaiming ourselves leaders in best at athletic events over and over, and even at graduation ceremonies, as we will soon demonstrate. So what is it that entitles us to this tag, this leaders in best? In some ways, I think there is a disconnect between the Michigan modesty and quiet confidence that I love about people here and being self-proclaimed leaders in best. Interestingly, 2 years ago, a student wrote a very thoughtful article in the Michigan Daily about this, and he said the phrase leaders in best was pompous and it was dangerous because, as he put it, we haven't yet, as Michigan alumni, exercised leadership and excellence in the real world where it matters most. Well, when written, the victors did celebrate a fact, and the fact was that at that time, Michigan was the leaders in best in the Western Football Conference. When we sing it about ourselves today, it is, I suppose, more an aspiration and a hope than a declaration of current fact, but it is a hope grounded in reality. Our commencement speaker today is one example of this hope becoming a reality. We realize the challenges of the business world today are quite different from those of the football field in 1900, but we are confident of meeting, through you, our students, the leaders in best test. Last year, I decided to go back to the classroom for the first time in about 8 years, and I don't know what took me so long because it's such a fun and thrilling experience, particularly to be with our undergraduates. So I taught a new BBA course, and this course was kind of interesting, and this, I hope it was anyway, self-proclaimed leaders in best, self-proclaimed interesting course. But anyway, this course was interesting to me in the sense that it combined in equal measure business success and business stress. We were trying to kind of point out that it's not always an easy road, and sometimes success comes in a circuitous way. But in the final session, to wrap up the course, I asked the students, well, now that you've gotten a pretty good glimpse of the business world over the last 4 months, tell me, is it harder or easier place in which to work and be successful than you thought? And this one student whom I called on said, well, look, it's lots harder. It's way, way harder. Well, he's not from Boston, so I should say, he said it's way, way harder. And he said, thought for a minute, and he said, but that's really good because that gives me a chance to show what I've got. And I thought that was a marvelous answer. These are challenging times for countries, the profession of business generally, individual firms, and business executives. And they all demand leaders in best behavior, and it's a rare commodity. Today, as you become our students and alumnus of the Ross School of Business, we hitch our wagon to your star with confidence that your behavior in the world will more than earn the leaders in best tag for you and thereby for our school and the university. We are confident because of the great person you were when you came and the way you've conducted yourself over the last 4 years with us. We will miss you, but you have important work to do. As a business leader, you are the custodian of the most powerful organizations in the world for social well-being. We are honored that you chose to partner with us as you developed all the skills and tools necessary for this task. We know that you will not be just champions of the best, but you will always be on the quest, up to the test, and finally leaders in best in the great Michigan tradition. Congratulations, and thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll start this afternoon by hearing from 2 students, each chosen by committees of their peers to represent them this afternoon. Harry Seplowitz is speaking on behalf of the MAC students, and Aaron Gomes for the BBAs. Please join me in welcoming Harry and then Aaron.
So, you heard Masters of Accounting and you probably stopped paying attention already. Don't worry, I'm not here to talk about accounting, tax preparation, or estate planning. But my father is. William Seplowitz, CPA, is sitting in the front row taking pictures, and his office can be reached at 212-267-1278. See, wasn't that way cheaper than an ad in the commencement guide? I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, the faculty of this great school, the graduates and their friends and families. Unlike the BBA students graduating here today, my career at Ross began just 8 short months ago after receiving my undergraduate degree from the School of Kinesiology here at Michigan. If you're wondering what exactly kinesiology is, you're not alone. Unfortunately, I had to answer that same question in a lot of job interviews. And then I decided to stay in school. But in all seriousness, even in my short time as a Ross student, I quickly discovered that there really is something special going on here. But at first I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Was it the MBAs spending valuable class time trying to prove just how much smarter they are than our professors? Was it the countless hours of group work during which said MBAs proved that they were definitely not smarter than our professors? No, I'm pretty sure these phenomena take place at all highly ranked business schools. So what is it that makes Ross so special? In my audit class, Professor Klemstein often told us about the ethical dilemmas we were sure to face in the working world. Draw a line in the sand and go nowhere near it. Messages like these that Professor Klemstein and others repeatedly drilled into our minds have really had a profound impact. In the past 10 years alone, we've seen many examples of companies crossing that line in the sand. Enron, WorldCom, Lehman Brothers, and most recently, Siegel Cafe getting away with charging $3.50 for 8 homemade potato chips. Scandals like these show why Ross emphasizes ethical values and expects us to emerge as innovative leaders in the business world. Fellow Masters of Accounting graduates, as we progress through our careers, we will no longer be judged with the likes of an excellent, a good, a pass, or in my case, a borderline low pass. BBAs, your first jobs won't inflate your grades like Slavic 490, rock and roll kills communism did. That's right, after today, we'll be judged differently, with many temptations to lie and cheat our way to the top. As Professor Klemstein liked to remind those of us heading into careers in audit, your client's business model is to steal from their shareholders and have the auditors take the blame. He already gave me my grade. Such is the world in which we live. One day, many of us may reach a crossroads where we will tread dangerously close to that line in the sand. At that moment, I implore you, remember your time here at Ross. Remember your professors and classmates and how disappointed they would be. And worst of all, remember that your name will appear on the whiteboards throughout the business school for all the wrong reasons, on the odd chance that the dry erase markers have any ink left. Class of 2011, congratulations on reaching this milestone moment in your lives. Thank you, good luck, and go blue.
Dean Dolan, respected faculty, Mr. Jeff Bloor, our loving family and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. 6 years ago, I sat right here at a Ross School of Business commencement ceremony, and I watched my elder brother make this transition into the real world. It was there that I heard these tales of this well-rounded general management curriculum, of unleashing the power of co-creation, of the bottom of some pyramid, and these very confusing anecdotes about these two guys called Dominic and Charlie. Now, life's come full circle, and it's time for our class to join thousands of our predecessors as alums of a very storied Michigan tradition. But every graduating class, like every graduating senior, has its own story. It isn't every class that's got this $100 million, brand new, bright orange building where they live their college lives. It isn't every class that encounters one of the greatest economic recessions in history and works faster to achieve scholarships, internships, and full-time job offers. It isn't every class that gets to share the stage with our wonderful Dean, Dean Dolan, on his last graduation, and thank him for his tireless work here at Michigan and at Ross. Thank you, Dean Dolan. And it isn't every class that has had to endure one of the most difficult times in Michigan football history, but still returns to the big house every single Saturday afternoon to cheer on our Wolverines. No, that's just our class. Class of 2011. 6 years ago, I didn't realize the importance of this event I was witnessing. Graduation is a celebration of 4 years' worth of hard work and of learning. And as we look back at our Ross years, what do you think we'll say we learned? Well, we learned that it's not about the time value of money. It's about the value of our time that we need to spend on things we're passionate about. We learned that it's not about an entry market strategy into these emerging economies. It's about developing an international and an open perspective. We know now that it's not about curves or medians or percentiles. It's about competing as hard as you can, but always maintaining your integrity. And we painfully learned that it is never about the Toyota production system, but it is about being leaders and best at what we do. You know, 6 years ago, I heard this famous Michigan professor, C.K. Palahal, and he said it is critical that your aspirations be far greater than your resources. And my fellow graduates, it's so important we realize this now because we truly are the future. We can be the next Fortune 500 CEOs, presidents, and prime ministers of the world. We can make the next 100 million donation to our alma mater and help thousands of students. We can cure poverty in Asia. We can spread education in Latin America. We can eliminate malnutrition in Africa. We can cut this deficit right here in America. We can reduce unemployment in the state of Michigan, and we can do it all because we are now graduates of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. Congratulations once again, class of 2011. Be loud, stay proud, and most importantly, go blue!
Well, thank you to Aaron and Harry, and thank you to the classes for choosing so well to have terrific speakers for us this afternoon. Next, I would like to recognize some award recipients, beginning with the Teaching Excellence Awards. These awards are voted upon by the students, and we're thankful for the support provided for these awards by an endowment from Bob Neary and his wife Janet. These awards were officially presented at other commencement ceremonies hosted by the individual programs, but it's great to have a chance to acknowledge the recipients who are here on the platform with us this afternoon. First, the previously mentioned, the winner from the MAC program is Chip Clemstein. Congratulations. And from the BBA program, Owen Wu. Next, I would like to acknowledge a couple of our student awards, the 2011 Frank S. Moran Leadership Awards and the Frank S. Moran Global Citizenship Award recipient. Again, these awards award winners were chosen by their peers and have also been officially presented earlier this week. But we'd like to ask you to join me in congratulating the BBA Frank S. Moran Leadership Award recipient, Marco Oropeza. And the BBA Global Citizenship Award recipient Robin Paul. Okay, it is now my pleasure to introduce this afternoon's commencement speaker. 21 years ago, Jeff Blau was celebrating his graduation from the University of Michigan Business School, as it was known at the time. He went on to join fellow alumnus Stephen M. Ross at the Related Companies, a company Mr. Ross had founded. Today, Jeff is president and Stephen is the chairman of Related. Together, over the past 20 years, they have led Related's extremely successful real estate development activity with a global scope, and including such projects as the Time Warner Building at Columbus Circle in New York City. Related has consistently shown a dedication to affordable housing as part of their portfolio, and also a focus on green building technologies. Jeff serves on the senior advisory board of our school and on the board of the trustees of the Mount Sinai Medical Center. It's great to welcome Jeff back to the University of Michigan to address the graduates this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Regent White, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. I am Jeff Blau, BBA 1990, and a proud Michigan grad. Thank you, Dean Dolan, for that kind introduction, and thank you for the tremendous impact you've had on the University of Michigan over the past decade. I'm both honored and humbled to be speaking at today's graduation ceremony. It seems like only yesterday that I was sitting in your seats, listening to Lawrence Kasdan, director and writer of The Big Chill, give his commencement speech and thinking about my future. I think back fondly of the late nights at Rick's, frat parties, Mud Bowl, and football games. And while these will always remain some of the best times of your lives, in a very different way, the best is yet to come. First, I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible milestone you have all achieved. Congratulations. A round of applause. The 4 years of toiling away at the library, the all-nighters, the endless research papers have paid off, and you have now joined an elite group of businessmen and women, civic leaders, inventors, and entrepreneurs known as Michigan alumni. The business climate you are entering into today is drastically different than when you started your program. When you began your studies just 4 short years ago, many of you may have had a post-graduation plan, a defined goal. If, as a result of the new world, your plan didn't come together as expected and your thought-to-be dream job did not appear, do not be disappointed. View this as an opportunity, not an impediment. Take this time to explore and determine what you really love, what you were meant to do, and then pursue it without compromise. Over the past few years, we have all witnessed the staggering impact of the economic crisis. Over 8 million jobs disappeared in the United States. $34 trillion of market losses were experienced globally. And we still have overwhelming uncertainty as to when the economy will recover. I faced similar conditions, though not to the same extent, when I graduated in 1990. At that time, many of my fellow graduates viewed the Goldman Sachs's and McKinsey's of the world as the jobs to be coveted. They offered stability, a great career track, and a quantifiable upside. And while they are great firms, I chose a different course. Truth be told, I didn't get a job offer from either one of those firms, but I did indeed choose a different course. I chose to pursue a career that I could be passionate about, a career that has no bounds or traditional structure or classes. I chose a career of entrepreneurship and have found great fulfillment, and you can too. Machiavelli said it best. Entrepreneurs are simply those who understand that there is little difference between obstacle and opportunity and are able to turn both to their advantage. Today, you are in a position that will not be repeated in your lifetime. You have few responsibilities and even fewer limitations. Now is the time to take chances, chart your own course, be fearless. You too can leave here today and capitalize on the incredible prospects before you and pursue what you really want to do. Be entrepreneurial. In the long run, it will lead to even better opportunities than those so-called dream jobs. When things are great, people tend to rest on their laurels and replicate the recipe for success. But in difficult times, we have the chance to think differently, be innovative. Challenging times expose unmet needs in the marketplace and allow us to better identify those elusive, unarticulated prospects and discover opportunities. Today is ripe for entrepreneurship. Many great companies were launched during recessions. BlackBerry, Apple, Microsoft, Dell, GE, Ford, Intel, Home Depot, and Charles Schwab, to name a few, were all founded amid past recessions, and look where they are today. In fact, statistics show that half the companies in the Fortune 500 began during a recession or a bear market. What if these creative leaders had followed their peers into institutional jobs? Others were founded when their principals had been fired. Michael Bloomberg, fired from Salomon Brothers. Walt Disney, fired as a newspaper editor and told he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Thomas Edison, fired from his first 2 jobs and told by his teachers that he was too stupid to learn anything. And even Steve Ross, my partner and the business school's namesake, started Related after he was fired from Bear Stearns. Well, we all know how that turned out. What if they had merely picked up and gotten a lateral position at another similar business? Just think of what we would have missed out on. Now think about what they have achieved. Nearly every innovation we take for granted in our everyday lives started this way, with an idea, a bold willingness to act, with a risk, that when it panned out, the result was a new product, a new movement, a new business model. You too can act on your talent, your ideas, your energy, and create your own destiny. Entrepreneurship comes in many forms, but entrepreneurs tend to all have similar traits: character, courage, leadership, ambition, focus, and above all else, passion. I knew from a young age I was a born entrepreneur. As a child, I had a lemonade stand, paper route, bagel delivery service, flea market stand, you name it. And before I graduated Michigan, I had already started several businesses. One such business I started right here on this campus, Supreme Course Transcripts. I identified a need for lecture transcripts and sought out a way to fill that need. I went from professor to professor, gaining their permission to tape and transcribe their classes. And for those professors in the audience, don't worry. I always branded the product a supplement, not a substitute for classroom learning. I opened a small counter in the corner of the campus copy store, and the business grew to 40 employees, a number any economic development agency would be proud to tout. When I left Michigan, I sold the business. It was one of my first deals. The business traded hands several more times over the years, and then during the internet boom, the owner apparently raised $12 million in venture capital money and expanded the business not only to other states, but went viral through an online platform. It was a simple idea, a need I could meet that took off, grew, and expanded. Ironically, the real estate business I started here at Michigan was not quite as successful, but that endeavor taught me other valuable lessons, those of perseverance and persistence, and to never give up on what you love. Upon graduation, I joined Related Companies after completing a summer internship the year before, the company Steve Ross started in 1972 after his setback. I told Stephen I would only stay for a year or two as I wanted to work for myself. He responded by saying that if I were any good, it would then be his job to keep me by creating an environment that would allow people to have their own projects, grow, pursue their own avenues, and be entrepreneurial. That was 21 years ago. He has certainly kept up his end of the bargain, and I believe he would say that I have kept up mine. Together, as partners, we have grown our company to be the largest private real estate development firm in the country, staffed with some of the finest talent in the industry, only half of which went to Michigan. We rode out 2 great recessions, purchased several companies, including Equinox Fitness Clubs, and found multiple ways to invent and reinvent ourselves. When the catastrophic economic events of the past few years hit, we faced a crossroads. We were a real estate development company with 2,000 employees, facing years of little or no development opportunity. We could have chosen to downsize and simply operate our current real estate portfolio. But instead, we got creative and found opportunity in adversity through advisory services, international expansion, fund management, and banking platforms. In each circumstance, we reverted back to our entrepreneurial roots by relying on the talent we assembled who shared our visions and goals and our commitment to an environment that fosters new thinking, bold ideas, and a limitless potential. Today, across our platform, we have more employees, more lines of business, and more revenue than we did before the recession. While your generation reads a great amount about fast-moving careers, Wall Street investment bankers, hedge fund managers, and unthinkable salaries, I would urge you to be part of something bigger. In today's times, your generation bears an incredible responsibility. Embrace it. You will need to be the ones, you'll be the change drivers. You will be the ones that are called upon to take us out of this recession, balance our budgets, and fix our healthcare and education systems. You will be the problem solvers, the inventors, the investors, and the creative thinkers who finally break our dependence on foreign oil, conserve our natural resources, and ensure that our country remains the intellectual capital of the world. We are blessed to live in a country that embraces new ideas, encourages experimentation, and celebrates the pursuit of innovation. Take the chance, seize new opportunities, build a business, leave a legacy, and in your own way, make the world a better place. True success, wealth or otherwise, comes through perseverance and is a long-term sum game, not a quick flip. There are no shortcuts, and you will have to keep at it every day. It is sometimes said that it takes 20 years to be an overnight success. It will not be easy. You will need preparation, patience, and persistence to achieve your goals. And remember, it is not always about the end, but the journey as well. Live each of these moments, relish in the ride. While I've talked a lot about a professional career path, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the importance of family. I am blessed to have found that same passion and happiness in my personal life as in my professional life. I married an incredible woman and have 2 beautiful children that bring me an enormous amount of joy every day. Don't let your professional focus distract you from a balanced life. Finally, a few words of advice. 1, find a mentor, someone you can confide in and trust, someone who shares your values. I found mine in Steve Ross. He taught me to believe in myself, dream big, and take risks. As he often says, the less you bet, the more you lose when you win. Let me repeat that. The less you bet, the more you lose when you win. 2, have confidence in yourself. Believe in the potential of your ideas and your abilities. Have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. Don't let others drown you out. 3, surround yourself with like-minded, smart people. Don't be insular. Smart people, preferably even smarter than yourself, raise your game, inspire you, and challenge you. My colleagues, from the 23-year-old analyst to my CFO, who's been with the company for 20 years, push me every day, ensure that we, as a company, continually innovate. 4, be nimble. Life is not a straight line. Be prepared to pivot, curve, change direction, reinvent, and reimagine. 5, stay curious. Have passion. Find something you love. There is no way to be truly successful if you don't. Success takes time, and the only way you'll be able to commit that time is to do what you love more than anything else. Number 6, protect your reputation vigorously. It is your most valuable asset. 7, don't stand still, lest you will inevitably fall behind. Make decisions, continually push forward. And finally, 8, don't forget where you came from. Give back. By the way, the Michigan Fundraising Office will make sure that you don't forget that one. You now face an important choice. You can take the traditional route, or you can take the road less traveled. You can get mired in obstacles, or you can fight for opportunity. You can shy away from challenge and change, or you can solve a problem. Create an idea that sets you apart from the crowd and compels you to strike out on your own. Harness your potential, your ingenuity, and your talent, and lead the way. My hope for the class of 2011, make your mark, and leave this earth a better place than you found it. Good luck, enjoy the journey, and go blue.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay, now we're on to the main event of the ball game here, which is the conferring of our degrees. So I'd like to invite Regent White to join me at the podium. And your text is there. Regent White, I have the honor on behalf of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan to present the candidates for Masters of Accounting and Bachelor of Business Administration to you and recommend them for the degrees named.
On behalf of the University of Michigan Board of Regents, I am pleased to recognize these candidates. These degrees will be conferred upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Stephen M. Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan.
Great. Okay, so we'll first have the members of our platform party come across the stage, but congratulations to all of you on your graduation. You will be conducted to the platform by degree groups. First of all, I'd like the 4 members of the platform party to cross the stage. Regent White, would you join me? And Senior Associate Dean Anderson.
Do I go? Marco Oropeza.
Robin Paul.
Aaron Gones.
Harry Seplowitz.
So we will now start with the Masters of Accounting students. Would the ushers please assist the Masters of Accounting candidates to the platform? I invite Professor Kelly Dungan, Director of the MAC program, to join us on the platform in greeting the candidates.
Kristen Friels.
Ellen Rewalt.
Alexandra Penns.
Julie Berkowitz.
Allison Calkins.
Sarah Zeltmore.
Lindsay Dacko.
Kristen McLennan.
Elise Hutchinson.
Emily Padalan.
Paige Lados.
Ki Hui.
Tess Lowe.
Jinjing Zhang.
Asma Khan.
Xiaoliu Chen.
Young Lee.
Qiyang Li. Wenting Zhang.
Chun Chin.
Hao Ding.
Fang Gao.
Jennifer Kong.
Anna Jones.
Anthony Ambrosi.
Reem El-Khatib.
Jillian Melkus.
Kayla Davis.
Xiaoting Huang.
Kenjong Chang.
Derek Smith.
Jonathan Goldstein.
Joshua Christofferson.
Kelly Bartlett.
Joshua Yeedy.
David Brown.
Ahmed Alawami.
Julie Lee.
John Kaiser.
Christopher Buck.
Jordan Schwartz.
Xing Yang.
Michael Zuckerman.
Devin Sobel.
Vincent Sarafa.
Brian Ghaffarian.
Salman Ashraf.
Menu Shi.
Adrian Green.
Boyan Bayich.
Timothy Fernero.
Joseph Kimzel.
Gregory Mayatako.
Bradford Terry.
John Stoley,
Yifei Ma,
Kang Lee,
Tina Lee,
Janelle Clamaris,
Okay, congratulations to all of our MAC graduates. Would the ushers please assist the Bachelor of Business Administration candidates to the platform? I invite Professor Scott Moore, Director of the BBA program, to join us in greeting the candidates.
June Chung,
Daniel Zhao,
Jacob Chao-Pak-Nung,
Lola Liu,
Adam Giacob,
Catherine Mize,
Jim Cooper,
Derek Grieshammer,
Dadong Yan,
Ilana Lakeman,
Brett Siegel,
Aaron Getch,
Michael Joseph Salaka,
Aaron Joseph Murphy,
Robert Carr Lanfear,
Sonali Shah,
Varun Sarna,
Sumi Gupta,
Eric Fitzpatrick,
Adam Block,
Brandon Maykel,
Scott Wagner,
Benjamin Ryan,
Nathan Fink,
Lian Wang,
Laura Sue,
Alyssa Schwartz,
Spencer Bentley,
Eric Doolittle,
Allison Asher,
Ben Mercure,
Nina Chung,
Lena Redshevsky,
Kevin Swieka,
Sanjeev Ravi,
Simran Grewal,
Timothy Lewis,
Andrew Bannock,
Chen Li Zhu,
Chunboon Tan,
Haley Orr,
Darcy Roden, Emma Fulls,
Marissa Kaplan,
Stephen Adler,
Michael Averbach,
Michael Warsick, Marshall Eisler,
Jared Shaber,
Brian Helfman,
Alexander Rich,
Ari Papier,
Matthew Ross Coleman,
Adam Keats,
Benjamin Kaminsky,
Herschel Bender,
Kevin Aramoe,
Isaac Clark,
Jason Malafakis,
Jennifer Neville,
Anthony Boyesteros,
David Salinger,
Michael Lewis,
Chris Williams,
Matthew Keegi,
Brianne Farmer,
Ariel Ziv,
Morgan Solomon,
Elizabeth Wettrick,
Michelle Kletz,
Allison Cooper,
Martin Eriks,
Alekos Nicolau,
Sam Palazzolo, Aaron Tarver,
Andrew Hirsch,
Jason Schilling,
Chad Schwartz,
Brian Carlin,
Brian Kahn,
Alex Weiss,
Daniel Gutman,
Sam Agnoli.
Ryan Neiman.
Daniel Silman. Elliot Darvish.
Martin Rothman.
Roland Bargava.
Adam Mosnick.
Caitlin Gilfeather.
Jamie Friedman.
Zara Fidel.
Jacqueline Gazette.
Georgianne Inempolitis.
Elise Kowalik.
Elizabeth Sweet.
And Angela Lundberg.
Andrew Shung. Ihab Podilala.
Ashwin Corday.
David Concha.
Andrew Cohen.
Adam Swisicki. Martin LaRue.
Donald Tappan.
Christopher Attar.
Patrick Alger.
Jordan Sands. Arthur Chow.
Patrick Jackson.
Jack Gray.
Robin Paul.
Elizabeth Oliver.
Peter Wasserman.
Zachary Albert.
Dylan Chin.
Alyssa Berland.
Rachel Kuntz.
Blake Toll.
Jordan Kirkbride.
Drew Hallett.
Michael Minchella.
Brendan Motes.
Matthew Asperheim.
David Kinzek.
Jessica Block.
Ben Lee.
Patrick Vandenplas.
Sandra Fidel.
Nisha Chef.
Swapno Parikh.
Stephen Lee.
Wendy Yu.
Paranita Jane.
Anthony Chen.
Gavin So.
Albert Shu.
Annie Wang.
Eileen Jen.
Lubin Zwing.
Ansh Jane.
Lior Avidar.
Ritika Singh.
Shu Ying Ka.
Samantha Yap.
Ran Fan.
Ming Fei Sun.
Jack Ravi Vistupul.
Curtis Kowak.
Matthew Romanelli.
Erica Kim.
Sarah Foltz.
Alexander Franz.
Daniel Leon.
Arthur Wong.
Andrew Rosenblum.
Jay Reguletto.
Daniel Gotlander.
Charles Cho.
Brad Henson.
Adam Kinney.
Aaron Fogarty.
Zubair Hassan.
Noah Zatzkin.
Brent Naivan.
Joshua Kappel.
Michael Weeder.
Chanel Sarhan.
Eric Spector.
Andrew Parker.
Justin Winiers.
David Morris.
Aaron Hans.
Alex Rosen.
Greg Kaplan.
Brian Lang.
Harry Zhang.
Zachary Bugash.
Joseph Marshall.
Nimish Patel.
Dana Boyshul.
Premal Amin.
Shreyanth Mandalaya.
Ishan Shah.
Jelden Majuki.
Ricky Ning.
Elliot Wu.
Yu Jin Jung.
Christabel Chung.
Lillian C.
Jessica Bechtel,
Lindsay Nuremberg.
Jae Sung Lee,
Kimberly Sackett.
Mary Repka,
Nicole Grenadier.
Holly Susan Gwitz,
Ayako Oshiko.
Dana Danak,
Nikhil Pajankar.
Ankur Patel,
Amal Mapani.
Nikhil Kalambar,
Andrew Douglas Mansfield,
James Ryan Heizen,
Kevin Pryor,
Austin Fess,
William McDowell,
Elise Tak,
Lena Yee,
Ellie Jinhua Wang,
Nicole Naidu,
Amanda McKenzie,
Alexander Wozniak,
Philip Comerford,
Raymond William Reeves,
Zachary Schwartz,
Dane Selk,
Kevin Yee,
Mary Van Houten,
Kara Schwartz,
Alejandra Rubalcava,
Tiffany Shea,
Aisha Majid,
Freya Rajeswar,
Yezi Peng,
Martha Everett,
Yaya Ida Ba,
Matthew Wong,
Melanie Weikender,
Alex Green,
Karen Rockwood,
Alexander Moser Stuk,
Robert Gomez,
Robert Kaplan,
Ian Mark,
Jason Rosenthal,
Cortland White,
Zachary White,
Lindsay Conley,
John Yunshi,
Morgan Williams,
Michael Hops,
Anthony Serrato,
Amara Wigwe,
Julianne Unger,
Matthew Chung,
Agnes Kusharti,
Nabil Kadri,
Omid Serafipour,
Peter Chan,
Edward Saul,
Kailun Lee,
Paul McCrory,
Anant Udpa,
Sam Pessin,
Cynthia Chan,
Lauren Leland, Lindsay Spector, Alexandra Radman, Jacqueline Fish, Brittany Neely,
Diane Bao,
David Nanri,
Garrett Eintema,
Ambika Anand,
John Corbin Quinn,
Jason Raymond,
Alex Serwer,
Jacob Smilovitz,
Matt Aronson, Connie Chung,
Daniel Martin,
Neha Kumar,
Lily Chen,
Brian D. Davila,
William Panagore,
Kelsey Brunette,
Peter Gao,
Molly McKenna,
James Spaeth,
Evan Tyndall,
Mark Allen Harris,
Alexander Kruger,
Jason Jacob,
Arthur Pachansky,
Brian Pack,
Emily Tischler,
Thomas Stowers,
Becky Liner,
Jesse Chun Wei Ep,
Anoop Boujle,
Nikhil Gupta,
Keval Parikh,
Gino Roncelli,
and the last of the day, Alana Epstein.
We'll just wait a moment while our graduates get back to their seats. Okay, well, thank you all. Congratulations to all of our graduates, and particular congratulations to all of our award recipients. We are really proud to welcome you as alumni of the Ross School of Business. Thank you this afternoon to all of our great speakers, and thank you to Regent White for being able to join us this afternoon. We're now going to close with the aforementioned Leaders Invest thing, the victors, and so I'd like to invite the student members of the platform party to come to the podium to help lead us in that. And the ensemble will play a few bars, and then we'll all join in the singing of the victors. Thanks very much, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
Yeah.